Welcome back to War Wars 101. Today I'm going to show you exactly how I filed a formal ethics complaint with Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, specifically with the Lambda Omega Chapter in Culver City. This process isn't about emotion or retaliation. It's about documentation, accountability, and integrity. My late grandfather established the Adams Family Trust to protect his legacy and provide for his children. My mother, Lillian Rouzan, was one of those beneficiaries. But when the person who was supposed to uphold the trust started violating it, I had to step in as my mother's attorney in fact to make sure her rights were protected. The trustee in our case is Jacqueline Marie White. She serves as the trustee of the Adams Family Trust, and she is also a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Mu Lambda Omega Chapter here in Culver City. As trustee, she had the legal and ethical duty to act in the best interest of the beneficiaries and to follow the written trust exactly as my grandfather intended. But instead of fulfilling those duties, she did the opposite. Jacqueline committed over 40 violations of the written trust. She spent $15,000 in trust money on a petition that was later dismissed. And after that, she continued spending and depleting over $108,000 of trust money to defend her own actions. That's not how fiduciary duty works. That's misuse of entrusted funds. Before taking any action, I wanted to make sure I understood the Alpha Kappa Alpha's own code of ethics requires of its members. I read through it, and these 4 sections stood out to me. Section 1, compliance with laws and rules. Section 5, respect, fairness, and honesty. Section 6, integrity in financial matters. And Section 9, protecting the sorority from scandal. These standards aren't just words, they define how members are expected to behave both publicly and privately. Once I reviewed the Code of Ethics, I drafted a formal complaint. I addressed it to the Mu Lambda Omega Chapter Ethics Committee and to the National Directorate of Alpha Kappa Alpha headquarters in Chicago. The letter was written professionally, factually, and respectfully. No speculation, just documentation and evidence. I attached copies of relevant records, financial summaries, and references to court filings so everything could be verified. A copy of the full complaint will be attached to the description of this video. When the letter was complete, I sent it by email directly to Mu Lambda Chapter and the national office in Chicago. I made sure every statement was supported by documentation and dates. Once it's in writing and supported by facts, it becomes part of the record. That's how accountability begins, not by arguing, but by documenting. Here's what the process taught me. Always use the policy and procedure. They're your foundation. Keep emotions out of your paperwork and focus only on the facts. Stay disciplined and professional, because in the end, integrity always wins. This approach doesn't just protect you legally, it preserves your credibility. This isn't about tearing down Alpha Kappa Alpha or attacking anyone personally. I respect the sorority and its long history of service and leadership. But true leadership also means holding each other accountable. The values of honesty, sisterhood, and service only mean something if they are practiced, not just spoken. My goal was to uphold these values, not violate them. If there's one lesson I've learned from this journey, it's that words matters and records protect you. Documentation is power, knowledge is protection, and integrity, that's your legacy. Thank you for watching War Wars 101. Subscribe to learn how to protect the record, defend your rights, and use your words to win your wars. Thank you.
Words in papers, words in books, words on TV, words for books, words of comfort, words of ease, words to make the fighting cease. Eat your words, but don't go hungry. Words have always nearly hung me. Words are stupid, words are fun. Words can put you on the run. Concrete words, abstract words, words to tell you what to do. Words can put you on the run.